Hey guys, welcome into today's video. I'm super excited to share this knowledge with you. As you guys know, I've been on my spiritual path for almost 10 years. I think at the top of 2027, it'll be 10 years. And so everything, all the knowledge that I have attained, I like to share it with you guys. So if I could share something with you that makes your spiritual path easier or your path to self-development a lot easier, of course, I'm gonna share it with you. It's a very particular stage that most people get stuck at in self-development and on their path to claiming their abundance and manifesting their heart's desire. And it's analysis paralysis, but it's much deeper than just analysis paralysis. It's debilitating. And I'm gonna share with you in this video what it is, how to get past it so you can be within the 1% of people that actually get to the desired reality that they want to live, that they're not stuck in scarcity, lack, fear, struggle. And that thing is when you go down the path, you understand that the subconscious mind is the womb of creation. Your subconscious mind is actually the real you. Your subconscious mind is actually running the show. So you do the work. You either hire a therapist or you read all the podcasts, all the self-help books, the self-development books, and you go down the path of self-study. And you go deep within the subconscious to understand, why do I do what I do? And then you discover that shit happened in your childhood, in your adolescence, that gave you these limiting beliefs, these self-worth issues to where you feel like you're not good enough. You feel like life is hard. You feel like you have to work really, really hard. All these limiting beliefs, right? And as you go down this path of self-study, what ends up happening is that you think you have to heal these parts of yourself. And you're like, all right, I got to heal this part of myself. And I got to figure out how to feel better. I have to revise the past. A lot of people believe in that. And Neville Goddard taught this in a lot of his books, is revision, is that you go back in time and you change the ending to the terrible thing that happened to you, to the trauma that you experienced, to the childhood memories that made you feel like you weren't good enough. And what I found, at least for myself, is that this didn't work for me. I was trying to revise something that internally I knew happened, and it was attaching these circumstances and events that happened to me like glue. I kept replaying them and thinking, I'm not supposed to feel this emotion from something that happened to me 30 years ago or 25 years ago. I'm supposed to be able to get past it and move forward from it. And so what I found is the more that you study the things that have happened to you, the more you stick those situations and events to you like glue, and it sticks to your energetic field. And then all you're doing is analyzing this past version of yourself and trying to heal. Healing is something that never happens. You're never going to heal from your childhood. But what you do is you bring these things into your awareness only so that they don't control your decision making anymore in the future, because everything that has happened to you in the past has brought you up to this point. Your decisions, all the things that you have done up until this point, has been from the decisions of your past. So the self-study is just for you to be aware of why you do it. Why do you do the things that you do? So you can make better choices. You don't need to study it once you realize that, oh, I have some self-worth issues, and so I'm making decisions based off of my self-worth, that now I can change that and make it from a higher level of awareness that I am everything, that I am whole, that I am fully loved, that I am fully capable, that I am smart, that I am intelligent, that I am beautiful, that I have every single thing that it takes to get to my desired reality, to get to my abundance, and to get to the way that I want to live, the way that I see myself, right? So that's going to be step one to get to the 1% of where most people can't get past. You want to be that person. You want to be that person that actually gets to enjoy being in their body and get to their abundance and love their lives, right? Like for me, where I got stuck was I always thought that I wasn't good enough or smart enough based off of my childhood trauma. And I don't want to get in and bore you with all the trauma that I went through in my childhood. We all have it. But it got me to internally think that there was something wrong with me. Literally, like I was never going to make the money that I wanted to make, that I was always going to be reliant on the service industry. I was a bartender. I used that as a backup plan for everything. I would try a different career. Like I got my real estate license. I did real estate finance. The market crashed. I ran back to bartending. And when I was doing real estate sales, I held on to bartending because I always thought that I couldn't fully take that risk on myself, right? And I knew something, there was a desire within me that I was an incredible speaker and that I can empower people to choose themselves. Like I knew this, but I didn't harness those gifts. I knew that I could heal energy spiritually, and I was attuned to people, and that I could feel them. Like I had this immense amount of empathy and telepathy. And I was like, I knew I had this, but I would always shrink myself because I was like, you're not good enough. Your gifts aren't powerful enough. And so once I realized this by doing the shadow work and going into my subconscious mind, I brought into my awareness, I literally got to that point where I went all in on my passion and myself, and I started to harness my gifts and work towards my gifts. And I stopped running back to bartending, and I was like, no, this is what I'm doing with my life. No matter what, there is no plan B. I am the plan. I don't need a plan A, I don't need a plan B, I don't need a plan C, because I am the plan. And I'm telling you this because you have to get to this point in your own life, in your own awareness. Don't get stuck in analysis paralysis and thinking that you are not good enough because of your past. Don't get stuck analyzing all the pain and the hurt and all the things that have happened to you, because it's going to stick to your energetic field like glue, and you're going to be replaying the emotion that hurt you and kept you in this version of yourself, right? And another thing I want to talk about is the visibility that comes along with you choosing yourself and choosing your passions, whatever that is. If you want a higher level in your career, you want to get to a higher level in your career, or you want to start your own business, or you want to start posting on social media, or you want to take your art, maybe you're a designer, maybe you're an artist, and you want to bring it out into the world. There's this thing with being visible that a lot of people sort of shrink back into. Just, it's only because we're not used to it, right? Society teaches us to fall in line from a very young age. We're taught to, even like if you go back to grade school, we had to literally line up to do anything. Why do you think that is? It's because you're not supposed to stand out when it comes to societal norms, to Western cultures. You're supposed to fall in line with everybody else. But baby, you were meant to stand out. And I know this about you because you wouldn't be watching this video. I wouldn't be in your algorithm if you were meant to fall in line. So know that this conditioning does not mean that there's something wrong with you. It's just the programming. Like when I started to post on social media, on TikTok and on YouTube and Instagram, and the numbers weren't there, I knew that like I was gonna start beating myself up, because like this is how my mind is. This is like, oh, people aren't liking my shit, people aren't engaging with me. And I didn't give up. I knew that I was bigger than the past version of myself. I knew that I was bigger than the self-doubt, and I had the courage to keep posting. And lo and behold, my TikTok did grow. And people started to want to work with me the more that I posted and the more that I showed up for myself. So visibility is something that you have to get very comfortable with when you choose yourself, because you're no longer following the script of the world telling you to fall in line. Do what you have to do. Get the job, work the 40 hours or the 60 hours, hustle. Another thing that I wanted to share with you guys in this video is bringing your gifts, bringing the things that inspire you out into the world, and detaching from how it is received, and knowing that your tribe, your people will inevitably find you when you're being your most authentic self. And it takes time. And you can't beat yourself up for thinking that things need to go a certain way in a certain amount of time for you to feel like you're good enough. You have to detach from the outcome. And I want to read something to you from the Tao Te Ching. It's all about surrendering the outcome when you bring your gifts to the world, surrendering how it's received, and knowing that every single thing is gonna find you in alignment at the perfect time. So you can't force, you gotta loosen your grip. So can you be in passive? As understanding reaches everywhere, can you be innocent? Producing and developing, producing without possessing, doing without presuming, right? Being presumptuous, growing without domineering. This is called the mysterious power of creation. And I think that this is so beautiful when it comes to walking the path of authenticity without being so critical of ourselves. And we're just so programmed, again, to be critical of every single thing that we make in authenticity in our true selves. And I have worked on this on myself, and I'm not perfect, and I'm not saying I'm perfect at detaching and surrendering the outcomes of everything, but you got to be within that 1% of people that don't get stuck in analyzing the past versions of themselves, thinking that they have to fix every single thing about themselves before they put it out into the ether. And it's like, just put it out. Just put your art out there. Just get out of the loop of thinking that you're broken. You're not broken. I truly believe that the soul, the substance of the soul, is perfect. And what stains the soul is the programming and the beliefs that there is something wrong with you. But if you can get past that, then you're on your way to success, to abundance, and to you living the life that you actually want to get to. So that's it for today's video. I hope that it inspired you in some way on your spiritual path or on your path of manifestation. If you like this video, like it and subscribe, because it helps me a lot. Or if you want to share this video with somebody who's also on the path of authenticity, if you want to work with me, all of my information is in the description down below. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.